Hey everybody, welcome to the Twisted Cat Outdoors podcast, where we give you information on tournaments, events, everything in the catfishing world, bringing you value, tips and tricks, things that you can do out there on the water. Let's get this show started.
I think I just set a Twisted Cat Outdoors 3-fish record.
Hey everybody, welcome. Monday night, a little after 7, but we got a special guest on tonight that we're excited to finally have on and talk about what we've got going on in the future and what we just were a part of, Fishing for Freedom out of Quincy, Illinois, year 15. So it was a super fun event, a big event. I'll let Nate kind of talk about all the stats on it, but we have the president of Fishing for Freedom, Nathan Moore, on with us tonight. And then we'll go over a few things on the points are updated. I'll kind of explain that with everybody, talk about our next event in Perryville. And then any questions you have about upcoming events, let us know. What's up, Chaos Divers is in the house. But without further ado, I'll bring our special guest on, Mr. Nate Moore. How we doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. So thanks for being on, man. Finally, been trying to get you on for a while and talk about catfishing. You've been how long would you say you've been kind of chasing catfish in the tournament world?
I'd say probably 5 years or so.
5 years, and you've gained a lot of experience over those 5 years too. Wouldn't you say?
Absolutely, still a lot to learn, but I definitely learned a lot.
Yeah, I was actually with my Warriors this weekend. I went back, and I think this is almost my 14th year like fishing tournaments, and even had a memory come up with Hayden Gunther, because now Hayden is a boater at Fishing for Freedom, and it's so weird when he was like so young fishing the tournaments, with Kyle Johnson and them guys. So that was pretty cool to see. And now he's a part of Fishing for Freedom. So while a few more people are jumping on, we'll kind of talk stats, and then I want to play the video from 2 years ago to kind of explain what Fishing for Freedom is, what it's about, kind of showcases the whole event. But I guess tell us, obviously, to the president, tell us a little bit about the stats from this weekend.
This weekend we had 173 boaters, which come from 11 different states, anywhere from Alabama, Florida, New York, Wisconsin. It's pretty much all over the place. We had 252 warriors from 24 states, and Texas, Alaska, Florida. All over the United States they come. There's 51 of the warriors were also boaters. So we had a total of 303 warriors out on the water this weekend. We did out the vets home too. We did have 40 out there, so that wasn't included in that number. So technically 343 warriors out on the water.
And this is year 15. So maybe also if somebody's watching that's not been a part of it or know much, maybe explain, from them, they come in on, what day and, what happens each day.
We had a lot of boats come up earlier in the week, but the event doesn't start till Friday evening at the Lindsay Center. It's just a meet and greet where warriors and boaters can meet up, kind of get their plans for the weekend, hang out. We have dinner on Friday night, 50-50, and a couple other things. Then Saturday morning, we start off out at the Quincy Vets home. And that's where we took the 40 warriors out there. And they caught a lot of fish out there this year. A lot of bluegill, a couple catfish, caught a big snapping turtle. And them guys out there absolutely love it. They end up having some hot dog and fish for lunch, ice cream sandwiches. They don't get that very often. So it's just awesome watching them down those ice cream sandwiches. Saturday afternoon is our Heroes Banquet at the Lindsay Center. We have live auctions, silent auctions, dinner, just go over the rules, a few other things, but that's mainly about it on Saturday night. And then Sunday's finally our, fishing rodeo is what we have to call it now. But we can fish anywhere from Mark Twain Lake, Mississippi River pools 19 to 24. And then we also have a private lake out in Coatesburg, that Drawley Lake. He lets us use for some of the veterans that don't feel comfortable going out on big water. We had 3 different. We fished for bass, crappie, and catfish. So pretty much any species you like.
And I weighed a pike this week, or it was a trash fish. I'm not sure that pike's a trash fish, but
Yeah.
It was a pretty big pike, so that was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that'd be cool to see. And then after they usually our weigh-in stop anywhere between 11:30 and noon. After weigh-in, they parade back to Quincy, where we have they go through a line. We kind of read off their total weights, and after that, we did awards, and then we're also gave away a boat this year. It was absolutely awesome. Thanks to Sea Arc and Suzuki Marine Master, and then Farm and Home also outfitted the boat, so that was awesome. I was ready to hit the water.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see that, and there is a lot of big, not only just volunteers and the board members, but the sponsors like Sea Arc, Suzuki, Farm and Home, Strike King, Lose, all those. Just like you always tell people, there's so many parts of that event. Like, it's hard to explain, but like the Hamilton weigh-in is its own little event, and having like the motorcycles, and then the police and fire trucks, the conservation, just for that, the logistics of that, and the logistics of Mark Twain Lake and Quincy, and the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the vets home, all that. There's so much. But how many board members are there total?
There's usually 25 to 30 that I would say that come to our meetings and put on the actual event. We did have 100 volunteers sign up on our website, so I know there was a lot more than that, but 100 volunteers actually signed up to help put on the event. And like I said, I know there's a lot more than that helped put this weekend on.
Yeah, so I don't know how long I've been on the board. I don't know if it's been 5 years, 6 years, who knows. But, I did the fish on Friday night. I was about to say catfish, but I did the Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, just caught and flown in, as what I was telling everybody. But and there was another volunteer lady I'd never met. She was right next to me. We were both doing the fish. And then you just can look around. So, like, I had the perfect view of the whole room, watching the boaters and warriors come in, and the auctions and all the stuff that was going on, and getting to feed everybody. I think we definitely had at least 600 or so just on Friday night, which is usually the light night in a big way. So
yeah, because that Saturday was over 1,000. I want to say it's right around 1,050 we served on Saturday night. So I'd say Friday was at least 600.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a great event. So a few people have jumped on. I'm gonna real quick just play for everybody that hasn't seen this. This is from 2 years ago. We had Daybreak Media come up and do a video, and this really showcases what the event's about. There's a guy kind of talking about how it saved his life, and I remember him when he first came. I was on the fishing side of it only, didn't know any of the board members or anything, and I remember he fished with Buddy Weisenberger. I think he said he took a train from the East Coast here, and now he's coming and taking people out, and super cool. Just many, many stories. I even got to meet some anglers from Detroit, Michigan, or some warriors that from Detroit, Michigan, and they had a blast. One thing that stuck with me is they said it's the best ran veteran event that they've ever been a part of from start to finish, and they can't wait to come back. So
awesome.
That was pretty cool to hear. All right, I want to play this quick, and then we'll keep the podcast rolling.
Yep.
Fishing for Freedom may have actually saved my life. It's kind of choke up about it. It's absolute truth. It's and when you get on a gentleman's boat, you become family.
It's got me a hometown now. I have a new home in Quincy.
Sounds like a good day on life. Well, good. Did you have fun? Be back again? Fishing for Freedom.
The program that they do for the veterans here is above. It's just outstanding. From the World War II veteran to the Vietnam and to the Iraq, it is very outstanding. And as the young lady said, it is all about family. Family is number one. And when you get on a gentleman's boat, you become family. And the program is generated just for family.
My name is Louis Deemers. I'm from Quincy, born here, raised, went World War II. I've met a real good friend. He's taken me fishing 4 times now, and this will be the 5th coming up. And we're looking forward to catching that big one like everybody else, you know. I think it's a great organization. It's amazing me Quincy pulled off something like this. This is really, it's big time.
So Lou and I met 2018 here at Fishing for Freedom. Took him out fishing. 94 years old. He crawled in and out of the boat better really than I did, and I hate to say that, but he caught the biggest fish, outfished me, and we've been fishing together ever since that year. So it's I don't think Lou really understands how much of an honor it is for me to take him out every year. So.
We have the banquet where we honor the warriors, and then we thank them for their service, give them a great meal.
We're going to have a banquet. We're going to take them out in the river. They're going to fish, and you're going to have a friendship for life. And that's what we ended up doing. And it's been growing exponentially for the last 13 years. It's up to, I think we have 300 soldiers this year, which is quite a feat for all the volunteers here that are participating.
Good day on the lake. Feel good. Did you have fun? Get back again?
This means a lot to me because it's got me a hometown now. I have a home, a new home in Quincy. They helped me with getting an actual physical home. I went through some rough times a few years ago, and the people that I've met through Fishing for Freedom somehow got me a house to live in. So I'm really grateful for Adam, Kyle, Glenn Sanders, Bob Haverman. I mean, everybody that is, they really are family to me. And it's blood thicker than water, all that. These people are absolute family for me and my other family, my real family.
About 8 years ago, I got a chance to go to Fishing for Freedom. I didn't really know what it was, but I got a chance to go. I was so broke, believe it or not, that I took a train. Okay. And a local guy fishes catfish, Buddy Weisenberger, actually picked me up from the train station. Okay, that's how broke I was, and didn't have a car that was working to get here or nothing. And Fishing for Freedom paid for the hotel, all that. I got all my free stuff. First fishing pole in years since I was a kid, and first fishing tournament ever that I was ever a part of. And I'll be darned, we won the whole thing. Long and short of things, here it is years later. I'm celebrating 5 years clean and sober next month, okay, which is just mind-boggling. I took my own car here with my own boat and took a veteran out myself now, which is just amazing. It's to be able to do that and to see it from the other side of things with the people on the side of the road with the flags and motorcycles. It's just absolutely just amazing event. Married, live in South Carolina, drove 1,000 miles to get here and hoping I can do it every year.
I've been doing this. This is my 3rd year with Lewis Jordan. Amazing event for all the warriors to get out and experience camaraderie, having fun, and your boater becomes like family, and you get to go fish with them even outside of this. My boater, Lewis Jordan, we go over to his home lake and go fishing, and also go camping with him other times throughout the year.
I've been to Fishing for Freedom every year. I've watched it grow from starting out with 60 warriors to about 300. I come every year just to, be able to fish, meet people, and show the appreciation from the community and all the hard work and efforts that everybody puts together for it.
Look forward to it every single year. It's nice to give back to some of the veterans, and plus I love to fish, so it's always a good time. These guys do a great job putting this together.
One thing positive can lead to 2, can lead to 3, can lead to a complete turnaround of your life. And God willing, it can all come together. I really got to thank them for everything. Appreciate it.
Coming back every year. Hope you had a good time out there today on fishing. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your service. Get yourself a partner. Come on back.
that really showcases, what that's about, that event.
It gives me chills every time I watch that video.
Yeah, no, that video is incredible. My gosh, yeah. Like I said, it was an awesome event, and just like those stories in that video, it really kind of shows, what it's about and what it can do for people. And just like J.R. Bird said, I love the entire community. Usually have the issues solved before the boat's loaded, and always a helping hand. Bird, you do have a lot of issues all the time.
Every year.
Every year you have some issues, but we still love them. And like I said, it's people always are there to help. And like you said, there's so many volunteers. I don't even know half of them, but they're there and they show up and put in the work. And it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. And, I was telling you, last night for the first time, like Ursa is usually like our big town that we go through, that they actually had a flag over the highway, which actually 2 flags over the highway on our trip back. But, some of the new people that hadn't fished that or this event, and it came up to the Hamilton event where we paraded from Hamilton to Quincy, like that was the biggest thing, is like, they're like, we're in the middle of nowhere and there's 2 side-by-sides and a tractor with flags and kids waving flags. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Monroe City had an awesome turnout this year too. Coming back from Mark Twain. It was my first year over there, actually, and they had a good turnout. Like you said, people standing on the streets waving, American flags everywhere.
Yeah. It was awesome. Fishing was good, and again, like Nate was saying, we do catfish, crappie, bass at each area. We didn't have any crappie in the Hamilton area, but we did have some bass, and that was, like I said, and we did trash fish. So Josh Swan took it this year. And then next year we have talked, some anglers have asked about split 19 and 20 up. Just because obviously 20 is the blue cat. So we're looking into stuff like that. I know some people asked me at the event this weekend, but yeah. And again, just like we always say, we know it's not about the fishing and winning the tournament, even though everybody wants to win, but there's so much more. You know what I mean? The fishing, the Sunday is just a small part of the entire event.
Yeah. That's what I was
and you make relationships that last a lifetime.
Yeah. That's what Anthony Brown said just after Friday night, how he already met his warriors, met friends for life, and thought that was awesome after the first night. So
yeah, because usually once we pair you guys up, like, you'll meet your warriors, Friday night, and then Saturday a lot of them go pre-fishing and kind of hang out before the big dinner. And that's fun too. I took my guys out on Saturday a little bit for a couple hours, and get to hang out with them. But like the 2 guys I took this year, they served together 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago, and this is the only time they got to like see each other. And I've been doing it so long, I've had so many different scenarios, whether it was a World War II vet just by himself with me, and again, like, he didn't care about catching fish, he just cared about spending time on the water. And now I see him at the event, and he's actually from Quincy, and he'll call me once a year and he says, "Hey, you need me to make any weights?" I'm like, "No, I'm good on weights," but just super cool to talk to and catch up with. And like I said, it's a lifetime friendship that you make in this event for sure. And then Hayden's on here.
First couple years, I still talk to the guys I took out and look forward to seeing them. So it's.
Yeah. So what's next? I mean, how do we outdo year 15 with such an amazing? I mean, everything was just perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. This boater count was up. We'd like to eventually reach 200 boats one year, but that would be awesome. We had 173 this year. We got out every warrior out there on the water safe, so that's our main goal. Get her out there safe and have fun.
Yeah, let me ask you this. If you're a boater and you're looking to do or be a part of this event, it's not like there's an entry fee. I had somebody actually message me on Sunday because they had just seen it on something I posted on Facebook, and they're like, what's the entry fee? Is there? I'm like, it's. I'd explain to them it's nothing like that. There's no payout. There's no entry fee. I mean, besides some fuel, the hotel's taken care of. You almost get fed more food that you know what to do with.
Yeah.
So it's a very cheap event to be a part of and a way to give back.
Yep.
I think that's the best way to explain it. But I'm gonna really push. I had 48 boats in Hamilton.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do 70. My goal is 70 next year.
Yeah, I'd say Mark Twain usually has about 80 over there between the three, which they have all crappie, bass, and catfish over there. So
yeah, I think we're gonna do. I'm gonna push 70 this year is my goal.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. There's some good fishing up your way, especially with Pool 19 being its own division next year. And
it's a fun pool because you can fish Pool 20, you can fish down in the Quincy 21 and 24, and you might catch just like 65-pound flathead or something that was caught.
61-pound flathead, yeah.
So you could catch a 61-pound flathead, but I mean, then you could go to Pool 19 and catch 40 10-pound channel cat, and just stay busy. So it's kind of what everybody wants to do. I always ask my guys, I said, what you want to go for one big one, or do you want to go for a bunch of fun fish, or what I mean? And they're like, well, let's try to catch the big one. But no, I think also maybe splitting those divisions up would help next year with just, more people getting into channel cats. And that pool has just really turned out to be an amazing pool too, an amazing fishery.
That 19. Yep. Maybe I can get out next year too and see if I can put it on you.
Yeah, I don't know that's going to happen. That's good luck, is all I'm going to say. Bird said, 2 local marinas wanted flyers for more boaters. I've been working with local Bass Pro, and they're wanting to help out and spread the word. So, yeah, I think, next year, we put it on our actual flyer. So hopefully we have our flyer done, in a couple months for the next year. But what is the date? Do we have that out yet?
It is May 29th, 30th, and 31st of 2026 next year. Yep. It's actually, we usually try to do it in the first weekend of June every year, but next year just didn't work out for us that way. So it's going to be
Memorial, it's still the weekend after Memorial Day.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. So mark that on your calendars next year, May 29th, which is a Friday, 30th and 31st. So that Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And, some boaters come in early, a couple days early. Some, like I said, and if you have questions at all, reach out to one of us, text us, call us. When will registration and stuff start up for Warriors and boaters?
A registration opens up February 1st every year. We usually try to do it at midnight that night, or that, I guess, morning you could call it. So, and it's amazing how quick it fills up. Usually within 2 to 3 weeks, that Warrior list we have shut off and it's filled up.
So let's see. Are you going to stay being president for next year?
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't even know how long I've been a part of the board. Honestly, do you know how long have you been doing it?
I don't know. This was my 3rd year being the president, but with the group of people we have on that board, it's probably one of the easiest jobs because they do an outstanding, amazing job. They really do. Everybody has their own thing to do, and they take care of it, and it all comes together.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Like everybody has their certain, and everybody been doing it for so long. You know what I mean? It's impressive.
Yeah.
Gilbert said he'll definitely be there next year.
Awesome. We look forward to seeing you, Gilbert.
Yeah.
From day one, the crew that we've had, because I know Bob Havermill and Glenn Sanders are the ones that originally started it 16 years ago. We had to skip 1 year in 2020, but they've done an outstanding job. They've been with us every year since, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, I need to look back and kind of see how long I've been fishing it, but it's has it always been, how many weigh-ins has it always been? Because I've been probably doing it 10 years fishing it.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Because I missed the very first year, but then I become a boater the second year. I've been involved somehow, some way every year since. It's hard to believe it was that long ago, but
it's hard to believe you've been president for 3 years.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah.
It's wild. Yeah. So what else is going on? So that event is, everything's good. We'll be posting pictures, results, and stuff on Fishing for Freedom's Facebook page. So make sure you jump on and follow the Fishing for Freedom Quincy, Illinois Facebook page. I'll share some stuff with it when we start posting some of the media from this past weekend. Tom Stoles is up there doing photos. Even like the people that's doing the media, that's there was Cody that's been doing some stuff for Twisted Cat. He came to the Hamilton weigh-in just to get some cool shots. I told him, I said, hey, from 11 to noon, it'd be really cool. Just come up, get some stuff for your own brand or whatever, but it'd be some cool stuff for you. So, and then another guy that actually he was always doing our like high school pictures. He's from Warsaw. He came up and did some really cool shots of like the whole parking lot when it was full of the boaters and stuff. I'll see if I can't find it. But just like I said, so there's just a lot going on in that event,
I did just make a post on our Fishing Freedom Facebook page. We are extending the jersey order until Wednesday at noon. So if you didn't get yours this year, we did extend that.
Yeah, I was going to say that I did. That was cool seeing all that, that many people wearing that jersey. Like that was awesome. So everybody that came up and got food, I said, that's an awesome jersey. The staff ones got stuck in the, I think a DHL issue or something in England or whatever. But those are cool to see. I can't wait to get mine.
Yeah. So everybody says they're comfy and they're really nice.
Yeah, no, they look good. Glenn says it was like year 3 or 4 when the river was flooded so bad we allowed everyone to fish where they wanted. That was when we started branching out.
Yeah, because I was fishing at Waikonda State Park that year. I remember that.
My first year I fished, or maybe my first 2 years I fished Mark Twain Lake. And I remember I said, I'll never go back to the lake again. But we did catch one or two catfish. It was just, but that goes back to my story of it's not about the fish catching. And I'll remember that day I actually got a picture on my personal Facebook. I was in the front. I had a ProCat 240 and I was in the front, and then 2 guys, I gave them the trolling motor. One of them kind of was familiar, you know what I mean? And I got the rods out. We were doing planer boards and I let them kind of run the show, but they were just talking, like they didn't know each other, but they were like, they served in the same area, but like maybe a year apart, or they'd missed each other, but then that's how they knew each other. So it's so cool to see that and then talk about, their time there. So I kind of just let them do their thing. And again, they didn't really care about catching fish. It wasn't about that. Awesome. So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can share this. Actually, this guy, it's Lynn Felger. Screen. So this is Hamilton. So there's Anthony Brown right there. And you can kind of see, I don't know if I can make this bigger. So here is some of the motorcycles. This is probably the very end. This is a group of the motorcycles here. Then you got conservation. That's a pretty good picture there. So this looks like it's simple, but it is not. It is you've got bass anglers fishing this area, the creek, or the whatever they call that, wild Park Creek or something. And then you got other boaters coming from 4 or 5 different other ramps. So when they come in, it's kind of chaos. So we put a lot of the motorcycles to one side of the parking lot. And then once we weigh, they go around and loop, and then they do lines. So my brother has that black Hummer, and we put some flags on it. So he was kind of the conservation, and him ran the parade, and they slowed her down. So it was super good. We didn't have any lost flags. And look at all the boats that had flags. It's incredible. So that's
awesome.
That's like 40, 50 trucks and boats. And then I think we had around 40 or 45 motorcycles, and then a few staff vehicles. And then, like you can see there too, we had the fire department. So they kind of shut all the roads down in Hamilton right before we take off. So an incredible event. So that kind of shows you. So we're going to fill her up. That's about 50. We're going to add 20 more to that next year.
That'd be awesome. You're talking about the fire trucks. Monroe City over there at Mark Twain, they met us at the ramp, escorted us all the way to Palmyra, and then the Palmyra Fire Department jumped in and escorted us back all the way to Quincy. So that was awesome, them doing that for us.
And that was so. And then we had Walker Hostetter was at the end of the line, so I was kind of calling back and forth with him, and he was leaving the parking lot. So I was probably with all the motorcycles, 5 boats, 3 staff vehicles, conservation. I was turning at the subway in Hamilton to go get on 96, and Walker was just getting out of this parking lot. That's how long. And we were all together, So we went. The guy that actually, Mike Bully, the chief of police there, he's like, I've been running plenty of these. I'm going to kind of stop a couple times and get everybody, because it's kind of tough to get out of that parking lot with that little hill. But
yeah,
that's a long parade. And there's a couple times on the highway where there's like some big bends, and then you can look back, and it's just crazy how long that is, and just so cool. So if you haven't been a part of Fishing for Freedom and you want to be, whether it's a volunteer, a boater, warrior, anything, I promise. Just like I told Anthony Brown, I sent him that video and I said, dude, just come. It's so awesome. It's so awesome. And he was like, yeah, man, this was a killer event. So come be a part of it. Yeah, Dylan Lawson was there too. And then a lot of people's families come down. His family came down to the Hamilton weigh-in, and then they came down to Quincy and hung out. And there's vendors and merch, and like I said, it's a bunch of cool things. And the flag that we do there is super awesome.
Yeah. Luckily, we've had good weather every year. We've been able to hang that big flag. Definitely sets it off down there.
I remember the year that we had to move it to the mall.
Yes, that was hot that year, and because of the flood.
And was that parking lot blacktop?
Yes.
That was brutal.
Yes, it was. We actually talked about that yesterday on the way back because we had beautiful weather yesterday.
Yeah, no, we've really lucked out. We've had rain a couple times, but I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. But no, we've definitely lucked out for sure. So yeah, make sure you mark your calendars for those dates next year. We'll share everything on the Twisted Cat stuff. Hayden said that was the first year he fished. When we went to the mall, Hayden, is what you're saying? Yeah, I remember when we used to do the weigh-ins in front of, what park is that?
Clyde Adams.
Clyde Adams.
Yep. Right there.
And we've just really just outgrown it.
Yeah, that's it. Vice President Brian Gale and I were talking about that yesterday. Like, how did we do it down there? I mean, doesn't make sense, but we made it work at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. How many years has this been down there? At where we had it by the dock?
I'd say probably the 4th year.
Yeah, I think it works super. I mean, it's cool there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, it's cool because it's a lot of the same people come. I mean, once they come and enjoy it as a boater, where they always come back, and it just continues to grow. And especially, I was going through some of the old pictures on the Facebook page, when I was sharing stuff before the event, and there's some old photos on there, man. Yeah. Especially at Glenn Sanders.
The one where you're trying to steal somebody's fish.
Yeah, he was making sure they had only 5 fish in our limit or whatever. Aaron said 2021. So
you're saying the first year
was the first year, I guess, having at the boat or the what do you call that? The
Kessler Park.
Kessler Park, yeah. Costa, I think we did a weigh-in at Oakland Energy Center one year.
Yep. I think that was about year 3 or 4 when we had to might have had to do that. No, I guess that was year 3 or 4 that Glenn was talking about earlier, we had to go to different lakes. And
did we weigh like in the back or something?
It would have been the south side of the parking lot, right there on that side street.
I kind of remember that. I don't know. I got to look. I got to do some research. First year at Kessler Park. Yeah, that's what she said, 2021. Yeah. And you never know. It could be flooding. The water is pretty low this year, but each year is different. So you just never know exactly.
Yeah, because last year I think the water was up, and we were real nervous about if we could have it in the Kessler Park. I think the water was just starting to come into the parking lot last year.
Yeah, and then I don't know what year that was that we couldn't. Yeah, we almost had to they were trying to shut the rivers down.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, the fishing was really good that year. I thought I had an awesome bag too because we had to fish 19. And then Buddy came in and beat me. I'm still salty about that, Buddy. Oh, that's because every year someone would try to bring us. Gosh.
We did
someone try to bring snapping turtle as their trash fish. The season does not open until June.
Andy,
oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Andy had a 20-pound snapper this year, and he goes, "Can we bring that in for the trash fish?" I'm like, "No, Illinois got the seasons on them now." So,
oh gosh, he said somebody has to hide the bag. Ricky Tick. Oh, Glenn. 29. Yeah, Hayden, I think that's right. 2019, year before the COVID cancellation.
Yeah. Yep, because 2020 we had to cancel it there because of COVID. Wasn't sure what all's going to happen with that.
Yeah, I remember Andy saying that. So that was cool, having, again, Andy from Alabama come up his first time. Anthony Brown. I mean, how far is Anthony Brown's drive? I mean, that's far.
12 hours.
12 hours.
It's farther than that, but he said 12 hours, yeah.
And then people kind of just from all over. And then, when Liz and I left Friday night, it's always tough because you leave the parking lot. Right across from the parking lot is the Atrium, one of the host hotels, full with trucks and boats, and everybody is outside playing bags, talking, fish stories, all that stuff. And then everybody's yelling, so we had to pull in. I'm like, we got to be careful. It's going to be midnight if we don't go. Like, I want to talk to everybody, but it's going to be midnight. Yeah, because last night, like, my eyes were burning. We were so tired. I think we got home around 9:30 or so, and man. Yeah. But like I said, we look forward to it every year, and it just keeps growing.
That it does. And we have an awesome group of boaters from all over the place. Even the local support really steps up on the boaters too.
Hayden said my warrior comes from Arizona. That's cool.
Yeah. That's crazy too. A lot of the warriors and boaters, they'll talk throughout the year, and they'll even come up July, August, September and go fishing together. I mean, they make them friendships and go fishing throughout the year together.
Yeah. It's super awesome. So make sure February 1st. You get signed up.
12 a.m.
12 a.m. We're going to do 70 boaters in Hamilton. 70. We're going to make it happen. I got a good crew. Like, my brother comes out. My parents come and help. Sharing everybody, her kids. I mean, we had a lot of volunteers up there. And then once people weigh, they come and help. Like, it's just because we have to weigh boats quickly. I mean, we do a really quick job and very smooth.
Yeah.
Very smooth. You make Dylan Lawson say at least 50. Oh, these guys.
Yeah, I think there was. I've seen Sherry, one from Alaska. I think that was her second year here. I remember right.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so if you're just jumping on, make sure that you go back to the beginning of this, like the first 10 minutes of this live, and you can watch that video. I have it on the Twisted Cat Outdoors YouTube. So check it out on the YouTube channel, that video. And it really, I mean, it's almost a tearjerker. It is a tearjerker explaining this event and what it's about, and how it can help people. And once I was a part of it the first year, I've been a part of it every single year, and it's awesome to see it grow.
It's on our website too, at fishingforfreedomquincy.org. Also, can't find it on YouTube or anything.
You follow their Facebook page, the Fishing for Freedom Quincy, Illinois Facebook page, and and then the jerseys, like Nate said, if you want a jersey, I know Tom took a bunch of pictures, and I'll start getting those posted. But the jerseys are super awesome. Yeah,
because I think Chris Hunts asked me today if we had some photos we're going to post, and I mentioned we'll start posting some of those. So,
we had a warrior from Hawaii a couple years back. Yeah, that's cool. The kind boy back was awesome. Yeah, no, super awesome. What else you got, Nate?
Not a whole lot. Appreciate everyone that come down and support us this year. I mean, without them, it wouldn't be possible. Boaters,
yeah, we're gonna push more and get more people involved, more boaters, get the word out. And like I said, really trying to grow it. The goal is to hit 200 next year.
Yep, 200 boaters. What we'd love to see.
Hey, we'll do it.
Yep.
We got the crew to do it for sure.
All right.
Imagine if I were to eat a boat going in. Yeah. That's the thing, is like the flag. So that Jason Hudson, which I didn't even know, that's crazy. He does the CNC Fishing for Freedom logo.
Okay.
Like he donates that. He makes that in Fort Madison at a shop, and he makes the flags that we sold at the poker run. So like the flags that a lot of the boats have, those like 8 foot, like the ones on my boat that you've seen. He makes those because things are sturdy. They screw into your pedestal seat. Let's see. I thought I had a picture. So anybody looking for one of those, that is an absolute must, because I've seen a lot over the years of flags getting ripped off or their poles breaking, and I had to make some stuff super cheap. I think like $60. And all you got to do is zip tie your flag on. Find a picture real quick. Share it. You got a big flag. I remember that.
What's that?
Flag on your boat. I don't know, how big is that flag on your dad's Music Cat last year?
5x7 or 7x10. Can't remember, because we were talking about that the other day. Hopefully, because I'm going to need one for my boat this year, and I was trying to figure out how big I could go.
So yeah, on the back of the Hummer, my brother bought a little hitch deal, and then I had Jason make these poles, and they worked awesome. All you got to do is zip tie your flag, and then obviously those don't have the pedestal mount deal. So like on my boat, you see both those flags just screw into one of your pedestal seats. And nice. A lot of those anglers had those. I mean, look, that's a ton of. I mean, it just grows every year on the flags on the boats and stuff. So that is a ton, and that photo still doesn't do justice.
That's awesome. So, you can see those on every boat there.
I know, yeah. So that was super cool. One of the warriors is kind of like the stray cat you fed. He moved to Quincy. One of the warriors look at my stray cat. He moved to Quincy. He's fishing freedom and claims to be a family now. Unfortunately, he is a camera shy. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Glenn, I remember that was a couple years ago. Daniel put together the deal with the Black Hawk. That was awesome. Did you do that, Nate, or?
What was it?
So they did a Black Hawk flew from maybe like Springfield, and they flew to Quincy Airport. We went and picked them up. There was like me, like Cody Vickers.
And Kyle that day, didn't he?
Kyle, yeah, 4 or 5 of us. We went out fishing, picked them up, went fishing, and everybody really did good fishing. Took some pictures and then went out to Glenn's place and ate, and then took him back, and then got to see the Black Hawk and watch him take off, and that was sweet. Like we got to, that was awesome. So yeah, they had a cool thing there. So that was probably 2 or 3 years ago. That was fun.
Yeah.
Need a plaque for the farthest warrior. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Write that down for our notes.
Yeah. So you got to go? You got a game at 8 or something?
A couple minutes here, yeah. That's what,
all right. Well, yeah. Black Hawk Day was the best fishing I've ever had in Pool 21. Yeah, we all did. Like we were dragging boards, and it was fun. Yeah, we caught some good fish, and then we went to Glenn's place, and they had some good food. That was cool. I mean, that's fun doing stuff like that. You know. But yeah, we'll have to write some of the stuff down, any kind of, you know, ideas that people have. But yeah.
Kyle, and then Kyle saying that Black Hawk Day was the best fishing I've ever had in Pool 21. That wasn't a lie, because we were talking about that a couple weeks ago.
I can't remember what month that was, but it was crazy. Like I was just dragging the channel upriver and catching fish.
Yeah.
I don't remember what month that was, but no, it was good. Them guys had a blast. Yeah, so I'll let you go, and then I'm going to talk about points. The good news I have for you is that you are sitting in. You got 3 minutes in, so there's still a lot of time left. But where are you at? You're in 40th, so you are in the top 50. But there's like
you better take a screenshot of that.
There's like 7 events out of that are left, so
plenty of time.
Plenty of time. All right, we'll go play your volleyball, your volleyball stuff, and I'll see you at the CR Poker Run here June 20th, here in like 2 weeks or so, or a couple weeks.
Perfect. We'll be there. Appreciate you having me on. So
yeah, thanks, man, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for everything you do for Fishing for Freedom.
Yep, thank you.
All right, buddy. We'll see you.
Bye.
Okay, so I need proof. So I'm going to, if you're still on, I'm going to go over points real quick, explain points and everything with that. And our next event is Perryville, Missouri, stop number 7. I miss you too, Cold Delt. Oh, Brian, you're killing me. But we all know Nate cannot catch a fish in a tournament. So yeah, let me share this link, and then let's see. Share screen. So here are the points. I'm going to make it big. So this just got finished today. Something that we've changed, and I've got to call a few anglers still. So I'm still going to post it probably, but I want to make sure everybody's aware as we've changed some of the things on the points. And we changed this year where you can have as many anglers 12 and under. We still have to. Points are going to stay the same, but if you have, let's say, for example, a perfect example like Alex, Liz, and Nate Moore, but then we bring Rhett, Red and 2 other kids. We bring 3 kids. Only 3 people of that team of 6 are going to get points. So we're going to do a youth, we're going to do a lady, and we've had so many youth and lady this year that we really wanted to make sure that we kind of showcase that. So we're making the pink, we're highlighting in pink if you're a lady angler, and highlighting in green if you're a youth angler. And you just have to designate if you have more. Adam Hart is one of them. He's got a couple kids that he brings, but Mercedes is going to be the one that's on. So let's see. Or Merciana. So she is 32 in green. So that is a youth. And she's got 539 points, but he's got to pick who that third person is going to be just to make things simple. We can't give 6 people on a team points. It would really kind of throw the whole point system off. So I just have to call a few people that have had more than 3 anglers and make sure that we get the right people the points. And then, like I said, it doesn't it's not going to change anything. It's just only 3 people get points. If you have questions, definitely ask me about it. But so far, the points are heating up, and they're definitely, we got a lot. We got Perryville, Council Bluffs, Burlington, New Madrid, the Alton Classic, Savannah, Tennessee, and Keystone. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tournaments left. So we're halfway through the season. We're not halfway, actually. Yeah, just about after Perryville. But Craig Norris is killing it with 758. He's got a first, a second, and a fourth. So, and then that's his 162. So if he replaces this 162, he's really going to get pretty. He's got 758. Marcus Farrell, John, 728. Donald and Donnie, 721. Cody was at a Taylor Swift concert, so he's only got 715. And then Bond. So you got some Oklahoma, Texas, Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, a lot of different states represented right here. Iowa, 692. He had a little rough tournament in Decatur, but he's got a lot of headway still. Cassie right now is the top lady angler. Merciana is the top youth. Then you got Christy, Kyler, Carmen. So just to kind of show you how that's going to work and explain it. But once these could change a little bit once we alter and ask everybody how things look on if they had more than 3 anglers, just to make sure we get those right ones. So I'll get this posted tonight, and we hope to see everybody in Perryville. Any questions on the points while I'm on here live? And then I got to go shortly because Rhett's got a baseball game tonight. Mr. Cole Delp. So Perryville, Missouri is our next event, and I'll just show you real quick how to get registered for that. So I'm going to share this one more time on the website. So again, you go to twistedcatoutdoors.com. Super easy, and this is completely different than last year. We do have a design your jersey, so this is all new too. So I will show you this real quick. Let's say that you want a crew long neck. You click that. Actually, that does show. That's pretty cool. And then you can go here and add all your stuff. So we might have to do another video and explain all this, but we want to add a design, image. Let's say we want to add Pro Guide batteries. So we click Pro Guide batteries, and there it is. I want to move it up, down. I want to change the size of it, move it to the right, change the opacity. So pretty cool things that you can do. I mean, I'm just doing this, just messing around. So there's Pro Guide. I want that bright. Move it to the left a little bit. So you can do that, put your name and stuff on it, and create your jersey. So this is a locked. Twisted Cat and Sea Arc stay on there, but you can put your last name. So that's something that you can also do on the website. Let's see if I can exit. Exit designer. Well, I gotta do another one. Okay, back to the website. So 2025 tournaments, whether you're on your phone or this is a desktop, 2025 tournaments, you scroll down. Let's say you want to go, man, how did I do in Fort Madison? Did I really get the top 10? So registration, host hotel link, click here for live results. And I don't know why it doesn't take you to that. But anyways, it takes it to it on my computer, but I guess the live doesn't go to the next step. But here we go. And then all the rules and stuff. So let's obviously our next event, Perryville. Not Beacon. Perryville, July 5th, 2025, registration, host hotel, click here for results. All the rules and stuff are down here. captain's meeting, non-mandatory, Friday, July 4th, 5 to 7. Rules discussion at 6. Location, the warehouse, 207 North Jackson. Boat check and launch, 5 a.m. in front of the courthouse. Trailering boundaries, North Ramp, Truman Access, which is in Festus, South Ramp, Red Star, and Cape. Anything in between that allows public access. Tournament hours. Everything you're going to need is literally right here on the website. I know you guys loved calling me and chatting, but super simple. So just wanted to show you guys that. If you got questions about our next event, thanks, Donald. Feel sorry for those kids if his baseball skills is as good as his basketball skills. Yeah, he was looking for your $10 signed bill the other night. I guess he lost it somehow, so I don't know. I'll have to see if he found it. Because he did beat you, I guess, 1-on-1, 1v1, Timmy. Is that true? What was the score? So other than that, you're still getting calls. I know, dude. I'm still getting calls. Cody, you missed Nate. He had to go do volleyball. So, yes, Monty, I'm still getting a ton of calls. So if you text me, and sometimes some people have messaged me on Facebook, I'm not being rude at all, but you say, hey, where's the captain's meeting? I'm usually just sending you a link to this page. And the only reason is because it just saves time. Because if I say it's at the warehouse, then it's what's the address? And then it's what time is it? And then so it just answers a bunch of questions, just everything right there. And having the live results. So when you're in the weigh-in line, you can watch the live results because they're the second somebody weighs in, they get rolling. Wow, 11-0. That's terrible. Terrible. Sorry about that, Timmy. Did any signed dollar bills happen this year at the Fishing for Freedom event? I think Aaron Jarrell owes me 20. I'm not sure who else. I don't know if Donald did. I think I tried to get one with Donald, but he said he wasn't sure. I don't know what that meant. So coming up, events we have, our next event is actually this weekend. We're going to be in Grafton at Pier Marquette Park for like the 36th youth annual youth rodeo. So there's a ton of stuff going on. Aaron Jarrell will show me catfishing is going to be set up. I will be there with Twisted Cat and Sea Arc. Doug Rice will be there. We'll be doing some stuff on cast nets, how to throw a cast net, how to throw, how to use reels, rods, anything fishing related. You can catch trout. They'll have a trout pond set up that you can catch, clean, and cook. So a ton of things. If you want to be a part of that, that's this Saturday at Pier Marquette. And then the next weekend, or in 2 weeks after that, we're going to have the Sea Arc Poker Run, which is Friday, June 20th and Saturday, June 21st. And then 2 weeks after that is Perryville, Missouri. And then Vicksburg, we will be down there emceeing and helping at the Vicksburg Mega Bucks event. And then Jack and Jill, the big news on Jack and Jill this year, it'll be just like last year, but it'll be in Muscatine, Iowa. So Muscatine, Iowa will be a Jack and Jill event. And then Council Bluffs, super excited about Council Bluffs. Had a lot of info on that. So hopefully in the next week or so, I'm going to go up to Council Bluffs, figure out all the ramp situation, the state laws with how many fish we can weigh, how many blues and all that, since it's borders Nebraska. So I'll get all that dialed in. But I look forward to seeing everybody at Perryville, Missouri. And again, it's a super, super awesome event in Perryville. I think this is the video. Let's see. I'm going to play this video real quick. This is Perryville last year. Hey everyone, we're here, Stop 8, Perryville, Missouri, August 10th. This is a makeup event, but again, we had 35 teams from 11 states. We got some really good anglers out there. I can't wait to see what they bring in today. Again, it's going to be a big payout, 100% payback on entry plus $500 big fish bounty from Castaway Custom Sea Deck. So again, we're downtown Perryville, Missouri. Ready. Late night, like you alone. 1 o'clock on the dial when I count, she ain't picking up the phone. 191.6. 191.6. I think that just set a Twisted Cat Outdoors free fish record. Rock balls. There you go. Number 3. They got 3 fish.
Welcome to Perryville, Missouri. So this is our first year. We want to welcome all of our locals to come out and enjoy the big cat competition here today in Perryville. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your lawn chairs, bring your cameras, because we're going to have some great fish coming in.
Look at that. People last night here.
Wishing I was dead.
Monty missed the boat and fell in the water.
Now she's breathing on another man, scheming about what she's gonna say to me. She knows I wanted more, but now her clothes are on the floor.
Sometimes you get smacked a little bit.
Again, stop number 8. There's a few stops left. The points are starting to tighten up. It's going to get pretty tight for the Twisted Cat Outdoors Championship. It's a no entry fee championship, $25,000, Helena, Arkansas, November 2nd. We hope you make it. We're going to take the top 50 anglers out of the series. You can invite a teammate as long as they fish 2 tournaments. So the top 50 anglers of the season, your best 4 events of the season. So you're still going to see a lot of changes over the next few tournaments. But like I said, stop number 8, and we got another one coming up next weekend, August 17th in St. Joe, Missouri. Another big fish fishery on the Missouri River. So enjoy, buckle up. We got a big show for you today.
2 flatheads. I'll see you later. Third place with 92.13, Caleb with 7 years. Place second place, Team Needham, 130.18, $2,100. All right, our next team that did it all, they weighed first, they broke records, they get a big fish plaque, they get a first place plaque. Justin Borfield, John Satafora, 191.60. $4,200 for first place, plus $500 Castaway Customs for $4,700. $4,700 in a 35-boat tournament in a massive, massive weigh-in. Yeah, so that was Perryville last year. Again, I talked about the championship. That's going to be this year, though, in Morgan City, Louisiana on the Chaffalaya River. So that's a super awesome. Hopefully everybody gets to be a part of that tries to be and makes it in the top 50, your best 4 events out of the season. And then so super excited about that. I think that's really all I got. If you have questions about Perryville or anything else we have coming up, shoot me a message, give me a call. And everybody have a great week. And again, thanks to everybody that was a part of Fishing for Freedom this year. Awesome event. And if you really have questions, let us know. We want you to be a part of it for next year. So our goal in Hamilton is 70 boats. So I think we can do it. And everybody have a great week. And we will see you next Monday.